Hi everybody, it's Rebecca Gabrielle here and welcome back to my YouTube channel Living with Spice. I'm so glad you've come here to join me once again. We are going to do a weekly card reading and this is for Aries. So if you have a Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus sign in Aries, then this reading is relevant for you. And as always, I say to you that take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And I do hope the reading is helpful for you. It's going to be for the week of the 13th through to the 19th of April. I'd like to sort of preface by saying a very happy Easter to everybody if you celebrate Easter. We do have a long weekend, and whilst we are restricted to being indoors, I do hope you have some nice time to sort of do something that you enjoy, whether it's on your own or with your family, and take a little bit of time out to focus on the people that you love in your life and how you can love yourself as well. All right, so we're going to have your reading, Aries, and if you like this, I would really appreciate if you like and subscribe to my channel to show your support. Let's get started with your reading. Okay, Aries, we're going to get started with your reading and we're going to just ask Spirit. And thank you, God, Spirit, angels, for the guidance for Aries for the week of the 13th through to the 19th. And just give us an indication of the general energy of what to expect for this week. All right, we have the Queen of Earth, Aries. Really beautiful energy. The Four of Air and the Knight of Air. Okay, so we're going to start with the Queen of Earth. In the Tarot deck, the Queen of Earth is all about the Queen of Pentacles. Hopefully you can see that there. And on the card here, it says, make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Aries, I'm getting the feeling that the focus to begin your week of the 13th through the 19th is very much about your finances and your resources and, you know, your physical realm and your sense of comfort within that. And you're very mindful of what's going on in your life at the moment and the adjustments that you need to make. But part of that is your connections with your physical world, which includes family and friends and the people around you. And so it's really important, you know, in that Queen energy, and it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, the Queen energy is very creative. She's very wise and knowing and often quite strategic as well. But she has a good amount of common sense. And so Aries, Spirit is sort of letting us know that this is where your energy is at, that you're very much in a very practical frame of mind, and you're having to deal with a lot of things at the moment. You're having to deal with a lot of challenges and make a lot of decisions right now. And it's taking a lot of energy for you to do that. And you're having to think about, you know, current situation as well as future situation, Aries. And so in order to deal with these challenges, sometimes we can feel a great deal of pressure and stress around that, especially when decisions need to be made that are going to affect your future. And so, Aries, I'm sensing from this that you are going to be successful. You're going to be putting out a lot of energy to make things happen, to manifest things, to reconsider things, reevaluate things so that there's a win-win situation. So you're having to muster up a lot of inner magic, you know, a lot of inner magic to make things happen, to bring everything together. So it's a very creative energy, and I feel, Aries, that you're very capable of doing it, that you're in the right mindset and energy to problem solve whatever is put before you at the moment. The interesting thing that Spirit is trying to bring to your attention, though, is make sure you balance your time and energy during this period of time. You know, it's very important that you don't become disconnected or aloof or lost in your own world as you're problem solving, that, you know, that Queen energy is capable of doing a lot of things, of multitasking. And so it's really important that you ensure that with all of the people that you're having to deal with during this week, that you are mindful of how you communicate with others, how you connect with others, how you deliver information and communicate with them, that you're not all in your power zone, doing your thing and forgetting about how the message is being received or how other people are pacing with you as you manifest a lot of things in your world. So very interesting energy. You're in sort of your power zone, but just be careful that as you do what you need to do, that you do it kindly, you communicate carefully with discernment, and you think about how you're going to deliver a message before, you know, getting into that power zone to make things happen. So that's good advice for you, Aries, to start the week. And then we've got two cards which kind of support that energy in many ways. The Queen is very down to earth, and knowledgeable and able to manifest things in her life. At the same time, there's a lot of focus on communication. So we've got the Four of Air and the Knight of Air here. So the Four of Air has a tendency to sort of let us know that with all of that energy that you're using up to create and manifest and problem solve, it kind of exhausts you. So the Four of Energy is the need to be able to sort of take time to rest and to reflect on what's going on. So when there's a lot of thinking to be done, problem solving to be done, manifesting, creating, to make things happen for everybody, a win-win situation, it does take a lot out of you, Aries. And so it's important that you take time out to rest. It also means that you can clearly process what's going on, process your thoughts, process your feelings, and take time to physically rest. And that will ensure that what you're doing going forward, you're doing from a place of calm, certainty, and clarity, and that you have the energy that you need to deliver what you need to deliver. The Knight of Air, also about communication, is needing to deliver communication and a result really quickly, really rapidly. So there is some external pressure for you to do this, as well as internal pressure, that events have sort of kind of sped up a little bit, and or even a lot, and it's sort of requiring you to respond quickly. However, Spirit is saying just be really careful to take the time to review your options before you respond. You've got a lot of creative energy around you, and you have the ability to come from a very common-sensed approach and practical approach, which is the Queen of Earth energy. So be sure that you balance that with the Knight of Air energy. So you know how to be quick and decisive and objective, Aries, but just make sure you're not impulsive, which is taking it a little bit to the extreme. So be sure to take the time to rest, to reflect before you give your answers. And that's really good advice for you, Aries. So it seems to me a lot is going on in your world at the moment. But when you take the right approach and you give yourself time to think through things clearly, without making snap decisions, then you'll be able to make good, decisive decisions for now and in the future. All right, I'm going to pull some cards from the Psychic Tarot deck, and we're just going to ask Spirit, on the back of what we know, how your week is going to be like, Aries. Spirit, can you give us some guidance around communication and how to best manage, obviously, a lot of projects, things, decisions to be made during that week. So what does Aries need to know for this to happen smoothly in the week of the 13th through to the 19th? Thank you. We need two more cards. There's one there. It's just flipped over. Thank you, Spirit. We have one more card, please, for Aries. Aries, you are a very good problem solver, and you know how to be aware of the energies around you and the energies of others. So This is just a reminder for you to consider all parties and to come from a clear, objective space. One more card, please, Spirit. All right, there we go. So, Spirit is asking you, and we've got Major Arcana cards here. Spirit is asking you, in this decision-making process, we know that you're a very good problem solver, and we know that you know how to be quite objective, and that has come out in the cards here, you know, the Queen and the Knight. However, it's really important to also use your intuition. So if for any reason there's something that you are doubting in terms of other people's intentions or hidden motives, please use your intuition, your gut feel for what's going on. And this will be an important part of your thinking process and decision-making process for this week, Aries. So please listen to that gut feel and take the time to process something. Give yourself, 24 hours before you respond, minimum, and really feel into the situation. And make sure that you're responding from a place of, ask yourself, is this situation going to match my values and suit my agenda going forward? Or is it just going to solve a problem for someone else or a band-aid solution? So, we always like to have a win-win, but you've just got to get a feel for whether you need to have more time on this to get more information before you decide, and to better understand the motives of someone else. So, whatever the situation is presenting, please listen to your intuition and trust that. The next card that came out was balance. So again, this is feeling really appropriate for the situation that you're encountering at the moment, and this idea of being able to rest and reflect. It's also about creating balance, ensuring that all the boxes are ticked and that you've covered all perspectives of the situation. So, is it going to serve you mentally? Is it causing you any stress or anxiety? So listen to that. Is it going to give you the physical outcomes that you need? And does it feel right to you? Have you got all the information that you need? And does it sort of match your purpose in life, Aries? So taking a balanced approach, a balanced perspective, using the right kind of timing for your decision-making process. So Spirit is really urging you. It seems to me that the decisions that are put before you, or the problems that are put before you at the moment, are quite important, because all of these cards are supporting the message to you, Aries, about how you approach this situation. So this is very interesting. It's very much about decision-making and the best way to deal with this. And the next card, Aries, is about fertility. So this is about connecting in with that sort of creative aspect from you, being able to connect with your ability to problem solve outside of the 9 dots, outside of the box, outside of what most people will consider. So fertility is about creation. We've also got the emphasis around the heart chakra here as well. So this is speaking to your purpose and your passion in life, and your connection with the greater good. Is what you're trying to achieve going to serve the greater good or not? And this is the feeling I'm getting from your reading. Is it going to have scalability? Is the situation and the problem and your proposed solution going to be scalable and give you life for the future, or a long-term solution? Is it going to be sustainable? Is it going to serve the greater good? Is it coming from the right place, Aries? You're very creative, and so you're capable of being able to think about these situations. So again, don't be impulsive. Give yourself time and rest so that you're clear about the situation. Consider all the perspectives and trust your intuition, and consider the long term of what this is going to give in the long term. I'm loving this. This is really a powerful reading. Okay, I would like to pull some cards from this deck. What is this deck? I've lost it. The Quantum Oracle deck. This is what we're going to do. The Quantum Oracle deck. Thank you, Spirit. We need 3 cards for the outcome for Aries for the week of the 13th through to the 19th. What will be the outcome for Aries in the week of the 13th through to the 19th? Okay, so to start with Aries, there's going to be a little bit of back and forth. Okay, so obviously there's going to be some negotiations that are happening, and that's okay. That's all part of the process of coming to a good solution. So be patient with the process and be mindful of how you're communicating. Remember in this card here, the advice was to consider how you deliver the message and consider other people who are involved. So the way you communicate is really important. And I would suggest this is the same. So in any negotiation, Aries, we know that it needs to go back and forward a few times. Different perspectives need to be considered. And you may change your mind a couple of times, and that's perfectly fine. Just give yourself the chance to review all things so that when you finally settle on a solution, you feel that it comes from a balanced position and it comes from clarity. So yes, the situation is going to require some negotiating between you and the other party, and some consideration of all perspectives. And we have in the process, this is lovely, we've got emphasis on supportive connections. You may have someone who steps in to help you make the decision. But certainly you're going to be surrounded by a lot of people. This is going to affect a lot of people. It may affect a lot of new people for the future. So I'm sort of, these cards here were pulled for the outcome. And I think it's really important, Aries, that you consider in terms of the growth of the solution and how this is going to serve the greater good going forward. It's probably really important to consider the people that it will affect in the future and how you're going to serve these people. It's also about how you are relating from a business perspective. And I'm sorry, I'm really getting the situation that this is around a business situation more than anything. So the kind of relationships that you build, the rapport, new business networks, these are all going to be part of the outcome. And so the way you conduct yourself and come to the solution is going to be really important and will affect the relationships, business partnerships, contacts going forward. The solution will affect it, as well as the way you conduct yourself will affect the people who will be in your life and how you can nurture those relationships. So if it's from a business perspective, obviously networking and building rapport and managing those relationships is going to be really important for the future and the long-term future in terms of this situation. And I'm happy to say that the final card is happy success. So well done, Aries. It would seem that you do manage this process really well. You come at it from the right perspective, the right angle. You give everything due course consideration, and you manage the communications and the relationships involved. So it looks to me like this is going to deliver you a successful outcome, which is fabulous, Aries. I'm really happy for you. So that is your weekly reading for the 13th through to the 19th. So well done, Aries. It sounds like you're going to have a pretty full-on time, but Spirit is sort of recognizing that and giving you some tips about how to best manage it. So I'm going to leave you there with that. I hope you enjoy this, and if it does resonate for you, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now, Aries.